Let me begin by extending a very warm and a personal welcome to the University of Johannesburg, to all of our guests and our friends and our colleagues. Today's occasion, amidst the doom brought upon us by the shame and the outrage of xenophobia, and significant efforts to tackle it and to roll it back, including here at the University of Johannesburg through our own efforts. Today's occasion, amidst that, is a pleasant one. For even in our darkest hour, we shall find renewal and new hope, as we will experience this evening. Embodying the significance of 2015, which of course for us South Africans is the first year of our third decade. That is for both China and South Africa, a year in which we welcome our friends from China to celebrate our past and our future relationships, are the words of Confucius. Is it not a delight to have friends coming from afar? It's therefore a great privilege for us here at the University of Johannesburg, at the Art, Design and Architecture faculty, and of course the Confucius Institute, to host this exhibition of Mr. Lee's epic painting of the life of one of the great minds of the world, our own, or shall I say the world's Nelson Mandela. This painting will challenge us to reflect on where we have come from and where we are headed, and will challenge us to the core as we look at ourselves and our relationship with others. One of the striking scenes of the painting you will find is where Nelson Mandela is surrounded by children, which will remind us that we have a duty to create a better world for our children. Shouldn't shepherd them out of the room. And so the message of the painting for our current and future leaders, again in the words of Confucius, is this: he who rules by means of his virtue can please she. Got that? Let's repeat again. She who rules by virtue of her virtue may be compared to the North Polar Star, which keeps its place, and all the stars turn towards it. That is the legacy of Mandela, left across the world. People turning to him to look at his life and to be inspired to live with each other in harmony. And so for this occasion, we have to give in particular thanks to our friend and renowned painter who spent 2 years of his life, the last 2 years of his life, Mr. Lee, to construct this epic account. And so we have to thank Mr. Lee's dance with our former and late President Nelson Mandela. Because without these two actors on the landscape of our collective and shared progress and retrogression, we would simply not have been gathered here this evening. Nor would we have found the opportunity to examine the spectacular, as we will find this evening, with awe, with critical reflection, and with celebration. And so to both Mandela and Lee, in life and in spirit, we say, Siyabonga kakhulu. Indeed, your journeys are our journeys, and our journeys are your journeys, because you enrich and you challenge our unfolding humanity. Allow me also to extend my warm and sincere appreciation. I know that the thank yous will be done by Federico later in the program, but allow me also just to reinforce our sincere appreciation to the equally awe-inspiring Zendai group, particularly Mr. Dai in his absence, and of course the CEO, Mr. Diepenbroek, who's present with us this evening, to Mr. Shen Shabo of the South African Shanghai Industrial and Commercializing Association. I know that you wanted Mr. Lee for us to thank Mr. Shen in particular. To our friends and colleagues from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Mr. Yang, the Deputy Consul General, and to our colleagues here at UJ, Professor Fresky and his team, who took on this challenge with verve and panache, not being faced by scale or by any obstacle. And Professors Burke and Professor Liu, the joint directors of the UJ Nanyang Tech Confucius Institute. So, you may well then ask, so what is the fuss about? Other than, as some will say, celebrating South Africa-China friendship. It's important to us. Well, the answer is similar to the question, so why public scholarship? I often remark on occasions like these and reflect on the place and the role of the university in contemporary society. Consider, for example, the hopefulness and the optimism, even the controversy of the following proposition from Vartan Gregorian. Universities are not only past repositories of human endeavor, he argues. Here's the controversy. They are instruments of civilization. They provide tools for learning, understanding, and for progress. He argues they are the wellspring of action, a source of self-renewal, of intellectual growth, and of hope. They are a medium of progress, of autonomy, of empowerment, of independence, and of self-determination, he concludes. However, we must also be mindful of Wernick's argument, and that is that the university has a contradictory relationship with its surrounding society. On the one side, the autonomy in terms of its axial values of truth, of wisdom, of science, and so on. And then the clangor. On the other side, he argues, those who control the means of material production, control the means of mental production. I'm looking in particular at the communists here in the room. So let me repeat, he says, those who control the means of material production control the means of mental production. And the dominant ideas are the ideas of those who dominate. So So what then is the purpose of the university as an organ of society, created by society for its own wider public good? Surely the true mission of the university is that of critical and reflexive dialogue, thus of public scholarship with the society within which it operates. This is a mission that offers society a responsive and engaged and a transforming knowledge institution. It is on behalf of society, the custodian of the intellectual, the moral, the ethical, and the scientific enterprise, and simultaneously provides stewardship that seeks to advance the high ideals of humanity. It is able to do so because of academics' passion of the search of truth, of their enthusiasm for knowledge, and their expertise at the application of dialectic. And so academics, we argue, produce knowledge, not mere opinion. So the university is the organizational context with a complex and detailed yet contradictory process of knowledge production and dissemination occurs. The requirement, though, for this mission to be accomplished is free and rigorous intellectual inquiry. Inquiry that is critical, that is historical, that is theoretical, and a genuine commitment to truth, to institutional autonomy, and to public accountability. It is these insights and lofty ideals, perhaps, that enable us to have another look at, perhaps have a better understanding of the contemporary university, in particular the post-apartheid South African university, as it is embedded within rather than isolated from, as it faces up to its challenges and to contestation, as we have seen recently, and as it struggles to renew itself, steadying itself to once more probe and move society and humanity beyond our current borders. And therefore this evening we look forward with great expectation, armed with these tools, but also committed to deep public scholarship, because this is public scholarship that we're exploring this evening. So we look forward to Mr. Lee's exhibition, A Salute to Mandela. I thank you. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
The University of Johannesburg. Rethink, reinvent.